Guys, I wanted to come on here and make a quick video talking about the end of oversized lettermail. Now, for those of you who don't know, oversized lettermail is something that we use for the majority of our parcels going out. We sell mainly media, DVDs, video games, and things that can fit into the Canada Post slot that go all the way across Canada. Now, in today's video specifically, we're not talking about those items, the domestic ones, the ones that are going to all the different provinces within Canada. That stuff has all remained the same, but recently, more so at the beginning of this year, they made a change with Canada Post, basically saying no more international lettermail. Now, this is something that we've been aware of and I've talked about on the channel in the past, but for whatever reason, people are still commenting about it all the time. They just don't know maybe that the changes have gone into effect. Basically, you used to be able to send a parcel anywhere the same way that you would in Canada via the slot to America or even to different international locations. Now, this would usually cost you a little bit more based on different weights and things of that nature, but it was still a much cheaper alternative most of the time to using something like small packet air. It was also a fairly fast and reliable non-tracked service that you could use outside of Canada, so we used it all the time. That was until about January, February this year when all of a sudden we started having a ton of packages come back. You see, we were able to get very competitive in especially the loose game market in the US because we were able to send things there very cheaply using oversized lettermail just as CDs. And we did this for years, but it was only at the beginning of this year when all of a sudden we started getting tons of those packages back in the mail. Now, the main reason why they made this change with Canada Post, I believe, is mainly because that anything sent with lettermail didn't have customs forms. And you see, without that, they can't charge any tariffs or taxes on the items coming in as you would with like a small packet air or any other international parcel. It would have a customs form attached and it would tell them exactly how much the value of the item was. So we tried adding paper customs forms to all of our oversized lettermail items, the ones that you can get at Canada Post, because obviously you're not using a shipping label for lettermail. You can actually just use a label and a stamp. But for these ones, we actually got paper ones and tried that out and it also didn't work. So I'm basically here to tell anybody that's still trying to use international lettermail, because it's still a service on their website, and in fact, you can still send a parcel via it right now to any of these international locations. The thing is that it has a very high chance of being returned. So my suggestion to you guys would be to completely stop using oversized lettermail for anything outside of Canada and to switch to using small packet air. I wouldn't use small packet ground because especially to international locations like Brazil or to Asia or Europe, that can take up to 3 months, and a lot of times you're going to get item not received cases on eBay for those items. So it really leaves you one other option, which is international packet or small packet air. Now, compared to lettermail, it's not that different, especially internationally, to Europe, to South America. It used to be $9 or $10 for an oversized lettermail parcel to go there. Now you can do it for international air for like 12 to 14. So overall, it's not a huge deal. The US is where it hurts a little more because you used to be able to send lettermail items to the US for under $5 in some cases, and now you're basically not getting away with anything below 10, which again is not a huge deal, but it definitely hurts sales. Regardless, those are the changes that we made and the ones that you're likely going to have to make as well if you haven't already. I'm sure most of you guys have already figured this out, but again, I just want to break it down. We had so many packages come back, probably like 30, 40, 50 things at the beginning of the year before we caught on to this and we actually figured it out. You can't send things to the US with stamps anymore. I guess it's only paper things. We even thought, the DVDs, the loose ones, would get through as paper. They didn't. And for that reason, you just can't do it anymore. And again, Canada Post has kind of made that clear. I'm sure a lot of you guys have run into the people working there telling you that you can't send things that way, but not everybody knows. And clearly, again, I've just gotten a lot of comments about this and I feel like I needed to address it. That's the deal. So no more international oversized lettermail, but domestically, it's still one of the best services to use. Anyway, guys, with that all said, I'm going to wrap up today's video there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to go down below and smash the like button on it. Any comments, suggestions, or questions, leave them down below as well, and I'll try to get back to you. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll see you guys all in the next video.